There comes a moment in every life, a quiet, invisible shift. It's not loud. It doesn't come with fireworks or endings. It comes softly, almost like a whisper. But once it arrives, nothing is ever the same. At first, you live for approval. You reach out. You explain yourself. You try to prove that you're enough. You chase validation, hoping someone will finally see the heart you've been showing the world. 1. Discomfort. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort. They run from silence, from solitude, from the hard work that doesn't bring instant results. But the Stoics understood that discomfort is not the enemy. It's the doorway. The pain you avoid is often the very thing shaping your discipline. The challenge you curse is the training ground for your resilience. When life feels hard, remind yourself, this is the forge. Gold is refined by fire, not comfort. And the soul is no different. 2. The trap. The modern world sells a lie that happiness comes from external things, from success, from validation, from being seen. But Stoicism whispers a different truth. Nothing outside of you can truly complete you. You can own everything and still feel empty. You can be loved by everyone and still feel unseen. Because peace has never lived out there. It's always lived within. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." Freedom isn't about control. It's about detachment. You become free not when everything goes your way, but when you no longer need it to. 3. Clarity. There's a kind of strength that comes from silence, from seeing clearly without emotion clouding your sight. You start to understand that not every loss is a punishment. Some are directions. You learn to thank the doors that close because they teach you where not to waste your energy. Clarity is peace. It's when you no longer fight for things that disturb your soul. It's when you finally see that your worth was never dependent on someone else's ability to recognize it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. And when your thoughts become clear, your path follows." 4. Silence. There's immense power in silence, the kind the world underestimates. In silence, you stop reacting. In silence, you observe. In silence, you grow. The Stoics practiced restraint, not because they lacked words, but because they understood the value of energy. Every reaction costs you something: peace, focus, balance. So they chose silence, not as avoidance, but as wisdom. Silence becomes a mirror. It shows you what truly matters. When you stop speaking just to be heard, you start hearing what your soul has been trying to say. 5. Detachment. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means caring without losing yourself. It's loving fully, but without possession. It's giving your best, but accepting that outcomes are beyond your control. Epictetus said, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." That's detachment. You live your values, quietly, consistently, without needing anyone's approval. You realize that when you stop chasing, things meant for you naturally find their way to you. You don't attract through desperation. You attract through alignment. 6. Ego. The greatest obstacle to peace is the ego. That restless voice that always needs to be right, to be seen, to be admired. But the ego is fragile. The moment it's ignored, it panics. True Stoicism isn't about feeding the ego. It's about humbling it. It's about remembering that you are a small part of a vast universe, and that the world doesn't revolve around your pain or your pride. When you release the need to prove, to compete, to control, you finally feel free. You begin to understand that real power is quiet. Real confidence doesn't need to be announced. 7. Control. The Stoics taught one simple truth that can change your entire life. There are only 2 kinds of things: those you can control and those you cannot. Your thoughts, your reactions, your discipline. These are yours. Everything else, people, outcomes, time, belongs to the universe. So why waste your peace trying to control what isn't yours? Marcus Aurelius said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength every time you try to control what's beyond your reach. You lose energy. Every time you release it, you gain peace. 8. Presence. The Stoics didn't fear the future or regret the past. They lived here, in the only moment that ever truly exists. Presence is power. When you are present, your mind stops wandering. When you are present, time slows down. When you are present, you finally see how much of life you were missing while waiting for it to start. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. Every sunrise is a chance to start again. Every moment of awareness is a form of victory." 9. Acceptance. Acceptance is not giving up. It's understanding that reality doesn't bend to your will. You learn to say, "This is how things are, and I will still find peace." When you stop fighting what is, you make space for what could be. Acceptance allows transformation. It gives you clarity to act wisely, not emotionally. And in that acceptance, you stop seeing yourself as a victim of life and start seeing yourself as its student. 10. Purpose. All Stoic roads lead here to purpose. Without purpose, discipline fades. Without direction, peace feels hollow. Purpose gives suffering meaning. It turns pain into preparation. It reminds you that everything you've lost was simply clearing space for who you were meant to become. The Stoics didn't live easy lives. They lived meaningful ones. They believed that the highest good was to live according to virtue, courage, wisdom, justice, and self-control.